Well, 15 days after Paul McKay's disappearance, the search has just got underway for another day, but still there is no sign. Searchers have been hoping that as around 30 centimetres of snow and ice that was on the ground here has thawed over the past week, that some clues might come to the surface, but so far nothing they can use. They've reported a footprint here. The dog units that they've had on the team have picked up a scent here and there, but nothing that they can confirm, and no physical evidence that Paul McKay has been here. What they've been doing is coming out in large teams. There have been 30 to 40 people at a time, and what they've been doing is essentially standing in a long line and walking through what you can see is really quite thick woodland, and they've covered a large area. Now, they've wound back the search a bit today. What they're doing is they're heading up to the top of Mount Scarface and hoping that that's where Paul McKay had headed and that they might find some trace. Now, the weather is quite mild today, although there is still some ice on the water and still some snow on the ground. But 2 weeks ago, when they believe Paul McKay walked in here, that was not the case. We're talking well below freezing conditions, and that was 2 weeks ago. But the really big mystery remains. Why did a soldier who had never before been to the United States choose to come here, but particularly to this small town, and then to wander along train tracks to an area that he'd never been, and then simply disappear? Well, the investigation today is really no closer to answering that particular question. What authorities here are doing is trying to make contact with the military base, a US military base that is here in New York State. It's somewhat nearby, and they believe that there might be some people there who served with Paul McKay in Afghanistan, and that's where the connection may have come from. So far, they tell me, nothing's turned up in that regard. Paul McKay appeared to walk into the woods not wanting to be found. Authorities here are privately losing hope that he will be.